first topic we have is studying. Topic 2 is AP classes. 3 is grades. 4 we have clubs and extracurriculars. Topic 5 is relationships and friendships. Topic 6 we have drama. The last topic is a bit. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just freshman tips for upcoming freshmen, and it is currently Tuesday, July 21st, 4:03. And yeah, I start school on August 4th, and I know that's when a lot of you guys start, or later or earlier. Regardless, it's back to school season. And yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, so I know like a lot of people are always saying like, oh my gosh, freshman year, like all the teachers, all the administrators, they're always like making it seem a lot more stressful than it really is. Like they're like, oh, it's gonna be a game changer. And some of that is true. Like it is, I know that a lot of teachers say like there's a lot more independence, and that is 100% true. So there is some things that are true, but I'm just gonna like give y'all a little guide, what to do, what not to do with friends, drama, relationships, all of that, schoolwork, and yeah. So the first topic I have is studying. And what I have for studying is just like, I would say to use a planner. That really helped me throughout this year, especially for the start of the year. Like, the start of the year, you got pep rallies, you got, there's some, I don't know if all schools do this, but I know like some schools, they start advertising for clubs and like extracurriculars and stuff. Mine starts later. But if you see anything like that, even at open house, I feel like having a planner could be like helpful. Like, oh, this day we have whatever. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, have a planner if you can. Try to use it throughout the year. I started using one at the beginning of freshman year, and then I just kind of like stopped. I don't even know what happened. Like I just stopped using it, and I just stopped being consistent on it. But I feel like it could have helped a lot with assignments and like memorizing when I have tests, quizzes, presentations. So yeah. And the next thing I have is to use this app called Note. If you're taking any AP classes, it's spelled KNOWT. This app has a lot of different like study material, practice tests, practice exams, FRQs, anything like that. Anyway, it has all those different things for AP classes. It has all AP classes, languages, whatever you're taking, like it has everything. And I used it a little bit whenever I took AP Gov my freshman year, and I felt like that was really good for me. So you guys should definitely look into that. And then the next tip I have is just do your work the day or the week it's assigned to you. Like if you procrastinate and you push it back, then you're going to end up probably forgetting about the assignment or getting a bad grade on it because you rushed to do it the last minute. And the best thing to do is just do it whenever you first get it. Like if you're busy that day, okay, next day. Like you got to stay on top of it, or else you might start to fall behind. The next thing I have is to use Heimler for APs. I'm pretty sure Heimler is only for history AP. So if you're taking AP Gov, AP World, AP US History, whatever it is, any of those history classes, definitely use Heimler. He does like Heimler, and I think the other one is called Lamana. Well, there's other like YouTubers and stuff like that who also post for other APs, but you can watch them and they'll post like lives like right before the exam. Each year they post a new live, and you can watch their old videos too. They're really helpful to help you get a 5 on your AP exam. And then I would also say to talk to your teachers for study recommendations, just because your teachers genuinely, they might know a lot more like of what you need to study for that class than anyone else would know. So definitely talk to your teachers. And I'm sorry if y'all hear something in the background. That is my little sibling. Y'all might not hear them, so I don't know. And then the last thing I have for this topic is just to study in like a group of your friends or peers. So if you have like any close friends or anything like that, like if you have peers or somebody in your classes, definitely try to study in groups, because it's a lot funner to study in groups. And also not just because of that, but like studying in groups, it can help you all like pass around ideas, and it can be really helpful for you. So definitely look into that. But yeah, let's get to the next topic. All right, topic 2 is AP classes. I don't know why I'm showing y'all my phone. I don't even think y'all can see it. But anyway, what I have for AP classes is AP classes are really not as hard as you think. Like I feel like everyone's like, oh, AP advanced placement, that's if you're going to be able to, like, you do have to be on top of your work. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. You do have to, it is going to be a little bit faster paced, but it's pretty much the same as your other class. It's just a little bit faster paced. So AP classes, I feel like you can, if you think you can do it, you probably can do it. So just don't let anybody scare you out of it or anything like that. But yeah, don't feel pressured into doing APs. Like if you feel like all your friends, everybody's doing APs, like everybody wants to get APs in their freshman year, like you don't have to do that. So don't feel pressured into that. If you feel like it's too much to take on, it's too much to take on. Like you don't gotta do it just because your counselor says, oh, you're smart, or just because your parents are trying to force you into it. If you feel like it's too much, listen to your gut. That was inspirational. Anyway, the next thing I have is, if you don't understand something in AP class, ask questions. That does not just go for AP classes. So if you're watching this part right now and you're not taking an AP class, this is not just for AP classes. If you don't understand something in a class, ask questions, because more than likely it's going to show up in your test, it's going to show up in your quiz, and you're going to have to know how to do it regardless. So why not ask the question now and get it over with? Plus, you could be helping somebody else. Like, somebody else might not understand it. More, like, 9 times out of 10, somebody else doesn't understand it, and they're waiting for somebody to ask that question too. So, just do it. And then, the next thing I have is just don't cram a lot of APs. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, so I can have be number 1 in my class or have the highest GPA. Cramming APs is just going to stress you out, and then you're going to look stupid. But if you feel like you can do a lot of APs, by all means, do it. However, just don't cram it and try to take it on just because you want to look good. Like, that does not look good whenever you're feeling all those APs. And then one thing that my school allows that I have on here, I don't know if all schools allow this, but it's you can take your AP class for like the first week of school, or like try your class for the first week of school. This goes for any class except for core classes, because your core classes, math, ELA, and stuff, y'all can't switch out of that. But anyway, for AP, you can take it for the first week of school, and then if you don't like it, they let you switch out. I'm pretty sure a lot of schools, sorry, I have like stuff everywhere, but I'm pretty sure a lot of schools do allow that. So I feel like if you can do that, do that. The last couple things I have is to talk to your counselor about the course, which I'm pretty sure I already mentioned. And don't stress out about APs your freshman year. If you don't take it your freshman year, you still have 3 more years of high school to take APs. So don't like try to do it just because, oh, it's my freshman year, I need to take classes, I need to be smart, I need to do this. Like, you have so many more years that you can do that. Anyway, that was all that I have for this topic. So let's get to the next one. Hey guys, the next topic that we have is grades. So what I have for grades is just like, grades are important for high school, especially for your freshman year, because that's like the baseline for the rest of your high school years. Like your GPA, it all starts off from this. However, have fun in high school. What I'm saying is like, don't like push away so many other things just because you're so focused on your grades. Hang out with your friends, do sports, do events, go to football games, do anything like. But however, don't let your grades slip, because then you won't. It's harder to pick it back up. Why not stay consistent, or get better at that. I feel like I'm doing so much of this. Like, dang, put your hands down. Anyway, yeah, what I already said, grades in freshman year are the baseline for the rest of your high school, so take it seriously. And then if you do make mistakes that do hurt your GPA and stuff, you can more than likely make it up your sophomore year, so don't stress over it too much. However, do think about that. Like, keep thinking like, okay, you gotta lock in. You gotta lock in. Okay. Anyway, the next tip I have is to create good relationships with your teachers, because it can help in the long run with things like extensions and other assignments. If you did bad on a test or something like that, your teacher may allow you to retake it just because of that relationship you built up with her. So just try to like create good relationships with your teachers, with your friends, anything like that. And the next thing I have is to always aim for higher, don't settle. So say if you typically get like C's or B's, why not aim for an A? Why not aim for a B? Like, don't settle for a C. Don't settle for your C, because sometimes it could even make it drop lower just because you're like, oh, I'm good with a C. I'm good here. Like, you want to always aim for your best. And then the last tip I have for grades is don't procrastinate. Ask for help when you need it instead of waiting until it's too late. And what I mean by that is, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but when you need help, ask for it. Ask your teacher, ask your tutors, ask your friends, anybody. Ask for that help while you need it right now so that you don't forget about it later on. But yeah, that was the last thing I had for grades. So let's get to the next topic. Okay guys, this next topic is clubs and extracurriculars. So what I have for this topic is, if you play a sport, even if you're not that good at it, just try out for the sport. Like, you never know if it's just for participation, if they just need people to want to play the sport, so just try out for it. I wouldn't miss out on that opportunity. I play volleyball personally, and I tried out for my freshman year, I tried out for my sophomore year, and I'm going to try out for it again my junior year and my senior year. I don't care how many times I have to try out for it. I'm going to try out for it. So you guys do the same. The next thing is don't overwhelm yourself with clubs. There are going to be so many opportunities to get into clubs later on. You even have some clubs, I don't know if this is for all schools. Once again, this is for my school. I don't know how many other schools this applies to, but if this applies to your school, then great. There are going to be other opportunities to get into the club later on. Just don't overwhelm yourself with clubs. Only do what you can handle. And the next thing is, if you can, do join some clubs. So don't overwhelm yourself with clubs, but do join some. Like, if you're at a new school, if you want new friends, if you lost a lot of friends and you need new friends, join some clubs. You can make a lot of friends in clubs. Join clubs that are related to your interests, anything, your career that you want to do in the future. Join clubs based on that, because it can help you in the future, and it can help you make friends that also will enjoy the same topics as you, and you'll have a lot in common with. So yeah. And definitely try to join these clubs early on so that you can say you've been a consistent member, instead of like cramming clubs your senior year just to get cords or look good in graduation. Like, do them in the beginning so that maybe you can become a leader in that club, or maybe you can become a sponsor or whatever. I don't think you can be a sponsor. What am I talking about? But yeah. The last tip I have is just join clubs you're interested in or related to your future, instead of just following your friends around. Because I know a lot of people who just join clubs because, oh, they got food, or they got this teacher, they got that teacher, oh, they have my best friends in there, my boo's in there. Like, no, join clubs based on you, because it's gonna only benefit you. So yeah, that was the last thing for that topic. So I'm going to go on to the next topic. As the next topic I have is relationships and friendships. The first thing I have for relationships and friendships is, your friends are not your life. If you have friends that are toxic or creating unnecessary drama, cut them off. Because the longer you wait to cut them off, the longer it's going to cause unnecessary stress in your life, unnecessary drama in your life. So like, go ahead and cut that off. Start off the year fresh. Let's go. Get it over with. I know it's hard, and this is a lot easier said than done, but you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. Anyway, the next thing I have is, don't worry about having that big friend group. Having a few like close friends is perfectly fine. However, if you do have a big friend group, you go, girl. Like, if that's good for you, that's good for you. But if you're one of those people who only have a small friend group, or they don't have that many friends, and they're looking at these big friend groups and they're like, oh, they're so perfect, I just want to have that. Okay, I need to stop. If you're one of those people that are doing that, a lot of these friend groups have unnecessary drama. A lot of these friend groups have been messed around with. Like, you don't want to be a part of that. And yeah, the next thing I have is to expect to lose some friends. It's normal. It is normal. Oh my gosh, the transition from middle school to high school, you're gonna lose so many friends, you're gonna gain so many friends. So like, just look to the bright side of that, and don't let that mess up the rest of your year for you. The next thing I have is, try to make a friend in every single class you have. I don't care if you don't like the class. I don't care if you like the teacher. Make a friend in that class. I don't care if you guys aren't besties. Like, just have a friend for that class, just so that when the teacher is like, group project, partner work, you have somebody to be like, oh, you're my partner. Like, you need to make that friend and stick with it. The next thing I have is to stay with the underclassmen. Okay, you guys can be friends with juniors. You guys can be friends with seniors. I'm not saying don't do that. However, based off of experiences that I've seen being in high school, it's just not it. Whenever you're like messing around with juniors and seniors, it looks weird. It looks weird for them, more weird for them than it does for you, but it also looks kind of weird for you too. So like, just, you know. And then the next thing I have is, communication is key. Don't hide secrets. Don't spread rumors about your friends. Don't create drama that you don't need to have. However, don't tell all of your business. Not everybody needs to know what you got going on, because you don't know who you can trust and you don't know who's going to tell your business at the end of the day. So just don't be putting all your stuff out there. And the next thing is be nice and welcoming, especially the first few weeks of school. It can help you build so many relationships, so many friendships. I built so many relationships and friendships over the beginning of the school year. It's the easiest time to make friends because a simple compliment can go a long way. Everybody's trying to look good the first week, second week of school. So a complimenting somebody, that can make them, y'all can keep talking, having these conversations, and then all of a sudden, hey girl, y'all friends. So yeah, that was the last thing for that topic, y'all. So let's get into the next one. All right, y'all, the next topic is drama. Pretty the same things that I covered in the friendship one. Don't get involved in drama. If your friend is in drama, don't get involved in it. Same thing. Anyway, the next thing is anything you get yourself into can get to the principal, can get to parents. So just don't get yourself in unnecessary things that can get you in trouble with the school, that can get you in trouble with your parents. And yeah, just don't do that. And just remember to watch what you say online. Digital footprint is real, but just know that people's parents may check their phones, read their messages, and they see you as a bad friend, or they can see you as weird or anything like that, and you don't want people to see you as that. So just don't ruin your reputation over something small. Even if the drama is over, anything like that is over, you don't want to someone could remember it. Somebody could take this on with them for the rest of their lives. But yeah. The next one is don't spread rumors. I think I said that earlier about somebody else, especially if you don't know that it's true. You never know what somebody else is going through. So yeah. And the last thing I have for this topic is to be mindful of what you say, because you can't take it back, and other people carry with them later in life, what I just said, pretty much. So just be mindful of what you say, because one thing that you said can ruin somebody's image of you, and they could tell other people that, and that could ruin their image of you without even knowing you, if you know what I'm saying. So just don't. Why do that? Why ruin it? Why do that? So yeah, that's the last thing for this topic. Let's go on to our last topic. Guys, the last topic is events. What I have for events is go to every event, party, fundraiser, football game, whatever. Go. Okay, and the next thing I have is even if none of your friends are going, go. Just go. So yeah. Go. You're only in high school for a limited amount of time, so take every opportunity to go. Don't miss out on events just because your friend's not going. Just go. Invite your friends to the events so you're not alone at events. Try to invite them. If they can't go, still go. I think we get it now. And try to volunteer at these events, because volunteer hours can help you. I don't know if all schools require it for graduation. I'm pretty sure they do. But you do need volunteer hours later on. You don't have to worry about all of that your freshman year, but you can knock some out your freshman year. So I would say volunteer. Anyways, guys, yeah. Okay, guys, that was the last topic. So thank you for watching, and please stay tuned because it is back to school season. If y'all don't know me or my channel, I do tend to post a lot during back to school season. My back to school haul, my back to school maintenance, my get ready with me first day of school, any other tips. And I might have a couple summer diaries still, probably not, just because summer's almost over. But yeah, that's all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.